Next up on copycat.com, I'm going to show you how to make a hamburger steak with onions and gravy. Okay, so we are gonna make a hamburger steak with gravy and onions. This is a great classic dish to make, and it makes a great weeknight meal. So let's go ahead and get started. We have 2 pounds of ground chuck in here. Into this, I'm going to add a bunch of seasonings. I'm going to add about a half a teaspoon of granulated onion. I'm gonna add about a 1/4 teaspoon of dry mustard powder. I love this stuff. It gives things just a little bit of heat and just a nice depth of flavor. I'm gonna add a good teaspoonful of garlic powder. All right. I'm gonna add a good teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. This, I think, makes everything taste great. All right. Then I'm gonna add about a 1/4 cup of dry breadcrumbs, and then we're gonna add in an egg. The breadcrumbs and egg really make this set up nicely. So we're gonna go ahead and add those in. Now I'm gonna use my hands for this, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the heat. And I'm gonna form patties out of this, so let's go ahead and get started. We're gonna go ahead and make patties out of this. You want nice uniform patties, about a good 1/2 inch thick. And we're gonna put them in the skillet, and we're gonna give these a couple minutes on each side. Okay, so after a couple of minutes, we're gonna flip these burgers over and we're gonna cook them on the other side. Okay, and while the burgers are cooking, we're gonna go ahead and get our onions sliced up and ready to go. We're gonna cut these onions in about a 1/4 inch slice, so we'll have some nice grilled onions with this recipe. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and take our burgers out. They've cooked enough on each side, so I'm just gonna sift these over here. And the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and grill up my onions. These smell really good right now. Very, very nice. Just wanna scrape up a little bit of this extra brown bits. I'm gonna go ahead and pull those out as well. All right. Next go in our onions. We're gonna cook these up just a little bit. It'll take just a moment or two. All right, we're gonna cook these for about 2 to 3 minutes, and then we'll get on to our gravy making. All right, so it's time to make the gravy. We're gonna add a couple tablespoons of flour in here. And the next thing we need to do is we need to let this cook for just a little bit. This helps to make sure that it doesn't taste very floury and kind of raw tasting. So again, just a couple of minutes with the heat. You'll know the flour's ready because it starts to become fragrant like pie crust. And then our good friend Sherry's gonna visit us. And when I say sherry, I mean dry sherry. We're gonna deglaze the pan with a little bit of dry sherry. I think it's about time. And we're gonna put in about a 1/4 cup of dry sherry in here. And now you really want to like scrape at the bottom of the pan. This is great because you won't have to scrub on the pan, but it also picks up all this good flavor down on the bottom of the pan. All right, so now I'm gonna thin out this gravy a little bit. Now I'm gonna use chicken stock. You can use beef stock if you like. I often, when I cook one type of meat, I like to use another type of meat stock to kind of bring out that flavor. So I'm just using a little bit of chicken stock here. You're gonna add a couple of cups of chicken stock in here in 2 different intervals. So we're gonna let this thicken and then we'll add a little bit more and we'll be ready to serve our hamburger steaks and gravy. So I've added the second round of chicken broth in here, and now we're just gonna cook it till it reduces just a little bit, and we'll be ready to serve this in just no time. Okay, so we've let this reduce just a little bit. I just wanna give it a little taste to make sure it's good on the salt. And that needs some salt. I'm gonna add a good teaspoon of salt in here. We didn't salt it while we were cooking it earlier. Okay, so now we're going to give it a quick little stir and we'll try this dish. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and give this a try in just a moment. So if you enjoy these types of recipes, please be sure to give me a big thumbs up. I appreciate it, really helps me out. Also be sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel so you don't miss any of our recipes. And so let's go ahead and give this a try. This looks really good. A really nice flavor in the onion. The dry sherry really picks up the gravy. They're really, really nice. So don't forget to visit my blog, copycat.com, COPYKAT, for all sorts of great recipes. Thanks for watching.